Amid the noise, an Englishman overheard a chilling warning. The gold seekers had their throats cut off at the mouth. The English then realized that they had over 100 unarmed Kalinago inside their camp. They debated slaughtering them. Master Tench, however, objected, saying God would not approve of such a bloody act against harmless people. The conspiracy was abandoned. By morning, the opportunity and their safety was gone. Days later, 18 Englishmen followed Ogamad toward Point Sam, lured by the promise of hammocks. The heat was extreme. The boots sank into soft sand. Though armed, the muskets were unloaded and the cannons unlit. One Englishman joked arm in arm with 2 Kalinago men. He did not see the trap that was forming. At Point Sam, the land narrowed, bush closed in, and the Kalinago capitalized. At a narrow point of the land, surrounded by water and bush, the trap was sprung. Ogamat embraced an Englishman, then seized his weapon. His father struck the Englishman down with his brass sword. Arrows exploded from the forest, thick, precise, and relentless. Englishmen ran into the sea, only to be shot and drowned. Names were called out as men fell. This was not chaos, it was coordination. The Kalinago were not improvising, they were removing a threat. The English could not return fire. They were too busy pulling arrows from their bodies. Only 5 or 6 shots were fired. While some men drowned, others had their feet nailed to the ground by arrows. Master Tench was killed as he tried to stand. Nickel charged Chief Anthony. Anthony fired an arrow that nailed Nickel's hand to his sword. Still, Nickel forced him back and fled. He swam a great lake and waded through mud up to his waist, pursued by shouts of triumph. Nickel returned to the settlement. For 3 days, the survivors held out behind the cannon. When powder ran dry, they fired stones. Burning arrows rained down from land and sea. Starving and wounded, 19 men traded the remaining tools for a truce and 1 canoe. Anthony warned that Ogamat would return with 12 canoe loads of warriors. Shortly after midnight, they fled. No compass or garters for rigging. The first English attempt to settle the Caribbean ended in silence. The gold seekers vanished. Most were killed. St. Lucia remained strongly Kalinago territory. The survivors drifted to Venezuela, where few lived long. It would be years before the English tried again.